the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni. Good morning, Nick.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Nick. All right, Nick, let's get to it here. Are you concerned that you have lost the team? That players or certain players are no longer responding to your messaging or approach?
No, I'm not concerned about that. We're just looking to get back on the right track. Last week against the Giants, got back in the win column. Obviously, didn't happen the exact same way we wanted it to happen, but got in the win column. And then, hey, we dropped this one this week. And the next thing is just to go back to work, and I'm not concerned about that. I know the players and the coaches we have on this team. We got great leaders that all we want to do is right the ship. I'm confident that we can do that, and that's where we are right now.
Nick, is the AJ Brown thing, to us on the outside seems very strange, and I wonder this: is he making suggestions about what you guys can do offensively that you're not implementing, and do you think that is frustrating him?
I'm not going to speak for AJ. I said some things on the media yesterday where, about AJ and who he is as a person. He's a great person. He's a great teammate, and he's a great player. And I know all those other things about AJ because I spent a lot of time with him, in meeting room, a lot of individual time with him as well. And I know he's got a great heart. And, obviously we're all frustrated at this particular time. Again, not going to speculate or share anything on, any conversation that I've had with AJ. I always keep my conversations private. But we're all frustrated at this time, right? We all want to get out of this rut that we're in, and we know we're capable of doing so.
Have you addressed it with him, Nick? I mean, I understand you don't want to talk about specifics. I respect that, but are you guys on the same page? Have you spoken in the last 48 hours?
Like I said, we talk all the time, and yes, we've spoken in the last 48 hours. And I'm going to keep my relationship and my conversations with AJ private because I'm not going to share any conversation that I have with any of the players with anybody but us, because that's what you do with the coach player relationship. And so again, I know who he is. I know what his heart. I know he's got a great heart and great teammate. And we're all frustrated right now.
So how do you fix that broken emotional connection? And also, how much of a distraction can that be to the rest of the team when one of your best players is constantly showing disapproval and frustration with the way the game's going?
Yeah, again, you guys are speculating on what he's upset with and all those different things. Mm-hmm. And so, AJ, again, makes so many plays for us. AJ does so many things for us, and as a captain, the things he does for the team and his teammates. So you're seeing a portion of it, and you're not seeing obviously the entire picture. And so again, I don't think anything's broken, right? I don't think anything is broken. Again, we just all want to we're all frustrated, and we all want to get this bad taste out of our mouth.
Nick Sirianni here with us. Nick, seeing the offense stall out at times, and the 1st and 20 sequence obviously is a prime example. Do you think about now doing more things differently, varying it up more than you have chosen to earlier in the season?
Obviously, anytime it doesn't go as planned, as far as let's talk about that drive, you think to yourself as coaches, what could we have done differently? And so, obviously the plays that we ran, we got ourselves into a 1st and 20, off of the first play, and the plays that we ran right there worked. So you always think, all right, well, what is going to work here? And you think to yourself, what can we do differently? So that's in our thought process at all times, because that's part of our process, right? And so it is just that, like, okay, if something here is not working, we try this. If something there is not working, we try that. And so, again, that's just part of your daily process of how you go about coaching football. What's working, repeat it and try to do it even better with different looks. What's not working, either is it, fix it, whether it's something how you're coaching it, something how we're executing it, or something that you have to do completely different. So that's always in our thought process, and moving forward here.
Nick, it's week 17, and we're still having some substitution and personnel issues. Why is that still occurring?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, when they occurred in the game, obviously can't happen. Again, I'll always accept the responsibility of that, of when there's a communication issue or a substitution error. Always. That's always going to be on me first as the head coach. But, to say that they're never going to happen just because you're in week 17, I think is unrealistic. I think you've seen that across the league. Do we want them to happen? Obviously not, and obviously not in situations like they happened in the other day. But, this is football. There's mistakes that are made, and they happen. But we got to clean it up, and the first person to look at on all those things is always me.
Your biggest play was 23 yards. The offense, it just didn't create those explosives. Why?
Yeah, different ways the defense is playing on how they're keeping a cap on the defense, different things like that. We were able to get some things in the run game. We consider explosive plays. When we look at our stuff, we consider things that are plus 16 in the pass game and plus 10 in the run game, knowing that those can change the way you score points there. And so, again, different things, the way the ball, sometimes you have to go the long way down the field. And it's felt like that this year, right? We've had to go the long way down the field where explosives haven't been, a staple for us as they have in the past. And our guys are able to go the long way down the field, but you always want to try to hit explosives, and you're always thinking how do we can get those done. 23 yards was our longest play of this game. You're not going to always have the big one for a home run, but we also know that we have to create more explosive plays on the offense, right, to be the type of offense we want to be.
Nick Sirianni here. Nick, the front four last year did an incredible job. I mean, the 70 sacks was something to see. It was amazing. Why this year is the front four not getting home?
Yeah, again, same types of things that you can look at with. Offensively with the explosives, right? The way teams are playing, right? So sometimes, like in this last game in particular, they chose to run the ball, obviously, as we saw. And, not getting sacks there when that happens, and also getting the ball out of their hands quick. And, excuse me. And then also using help, getting less guys out in the route and using more help on the protection. And so I think that we've seen some of those things throughout the year of, the way teams are attacking and the way teams are, putting their resources into stopping, the pass rush guys that we have. Again, there's different ways to counter that. We're trying everything to counter that, obviously, to be able to get pressure on the quarterback because we know how important that is.
Nick, there's a lot of us shocked that it's at this point. Are you shocked?
No. Shocked. I don't think that way. I think about where we are, and how we're going to get out of this rut. I'm trying to be exactly right where I am right now. How do we get this team and the coaches playing and coaching to the best of our abilities, myself included, right? And then how are we going to beat the New York Giants? I don't think in past tense. I don't think in future tense. I'm thinking right where we are right now.
Nick, has team spirit eroded?
No, I don't believe so. Again, we're all committed. We know we have the right people in this building to, accomplish everything we want to accomplish. There's a lot of teams that would love a playoff ticket, right? We got one, and we know that anything's possible when you get into that moment. Again, our goal right now is to get out of this rut and have a good game against the New York Giants here on Sunday. But, we know that all our goals that we want to accomplish are in front of us. Has it went the way we anticipated it? No. But, especially these last 4 or 5 weeks. But we know our goals are in front of us, and we want to play good football this week leading into the playoffs.
How important is that, Nick, to enter the playoffs feeling good about the way you're playing, feeling like you're a little bit on a roll? And how do you try to facilitate that right now in Week 18?
Yeah, obviously it's always important that you leave every game with a good taste in your mouth, but also knowing that you can get better from any mistakes that you have made in each game. And so, that it's always important, right? And not just because you're going into the playoffs, but also because you want to, every time you go out in that field, you want to coach and play to the best of your abilities and put a good product on the field because you know everybody's watching. And so, again, it goes back to our process of, some of the questions you asked earlier, how, if this didn't work, why, how about this? Well, that's exactly what we're thinking. That's how we're trying to facilitate it. And that's where we are right now.
Nick, if Devontae Smith can't go, particularly in a playoff game, even though it's a different position, does that make you more inclined to consider signing Zach Ertz to have another option in the passing game?
Obviously, not we're going to see where Devontae is here, especially tomorrow. We'll see, how long, all those different things, where we are, everything. We look at everything always, and what is the best for the football team. I know that Devontae Smith is tough as heck, and he'll do everything he can do to get back on that field, and I've seen him do that for the past 3 years. And so I know if there's a way for him to be on that field, he's going to be on that field, and we know how important that is to have him out there.
Nick, you last spoke publicly about 18 hours ago, and you left open the possibility of maybe not playing all starters versus the Giants to try to maybe rest guys and have them full systems go for the playoff game. You're going to be playing at the exact same time as the Dallas Cowboys, 4:25 Sunday. 18 hours later, have you made a determination on that, or are you still open-minded that could go either way?
Yeah, obviously still thinking through all those different things. Today's the day where we talk, obviously yesterday was the review of the game. Yesterday was the introduction into the Giants on first and second down. We'll continue first and second down today and do some third down today as well. And then we'll talk about actives, inactives, what our thought is there. And so those conversations have yet to be had. It is important that we play a good football game, as we mentioned earlier. And it's important that, we get out of the rut that we're in. So, again, all things are always considered. We're going to always look through everything, just like we do in, preparing for a team. We're going to look through everything and getting our team better as far as personnel goes. And we're also going to look through everything that what's best for the team. And so those conversations have still will have yet to happen and will happen here a little bit later today.
Nick, I can't imagine a month ago you were of this mindset, but I'll ask you now. Are you worried about your future in Philly, that it may not last much longer unless the team plays much better soon?
No, I don't think about those things. Again, I try to stay right where we are right now. Again, how we played good football this week against the Giants, how do we fix some of the things that we got going on right now? That's where my focus is, and that's where I'll be, obviously the rest of this week.
Nick, good luck versus the Giants, and obviously, perhaps more important than even that, trying to get things on the right track for the postseason. Good luck to you, Nick, and thanks for joining the show today.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, got it. There he is, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. Sort of as I expected. James, your reaction to what you just heard?
Yeah, look, I think he kind of went around certain things that as expected, and I don't know what else he's going to say there. He's not going to tell you that he's not confident in the team. He's not going to tell you that the season's over.
He's not going to tell you the spirit of the team's
broken.
Yeah, although course. I think it is.
It might be. I mean, it looks like it is from our perspective.
Right.
So, I think it was about what I expected, from him at least.
The irony is, this is really ironic. I think he's gotten much better publicly at presenting himself in press conferences and interviews, while I think his coaching has gone down.
I totally agree.
It's like a flip of the beginning of Nick. It's a strange dynamic.